What's up, my people? Welcome to the second episode of the Mind Pursuit podcast, where it's all about the mind. I am your host, Masin Zuki, the Mind Advocate. If you're yet to watch episode 1, go to the Mind Pursuit podcast and you will enjoy it. You'll get to know more about myself. So today, because we talk about anything and everything around the human mind, including mental health, I want to introduce a series that we will embark on during this season. It's called Do It Scared series. Let's take a pause at that. Have you ever done something scared? Like you feel like, am I ready? There's also imposter syndrome. Do I have the capacity? Like you have a lot of questions that are going through your mind and you're wondering, are you really ready for that particular thing? But in actual sense, you managed to start it, but you started it scared. This series is going to be amazing because I have amazing guests lined up for us who are going to talk about their journeys. And as they talk about their journey, you will realize the things that they have been able to do scared, how they've managed to fail faster by doing whatever project that they had embarked on scared. And that is just to challenge you and to motivate you and tell you that you can actually do it as well. Now, for me, I have also done several things scared. And one of the things that I did scared was starting off my counseling journey. When I started off, I remember so many people around me discouraged me, especially people who are close to me. I remember my mom saying it's a course for old people or people who have retired. But I was so passionate about it. And because people used to come to me for advice, for counsel, I felt like there's need for me to actually empower myself, going through the training, going through college, for me to be able to be effective enough to support the other people who are going through psychological distress. So that is where my journey started. Was I scared? I was so scared. And some of the people close to me were even telling me, but there you will go only for your first class. And after that, you will not want to go back again. I remember my first class, looking around and noticing that everyone around me was actually older than I was. That confirmed my fear. So as you go through whatever thing you want to start, sometimes even the reality itself shows you otherwise. But I'm here to encourage you and tell you, do it and do it scared. I did it. I remember our teacher, or rather the lecturer, then being able to draw a person on the board, and she was able to say that this person had big ears and a small mouth, and that was my first point that I was able to take with me. As a counselor, I need to have my ears need to be wide open. I need to speak less and listen more. And that has helped me to date. Now I am a practicing specialist, supporting adolescents and young people. I love doing what I do. And let me tell you, counseling is what pays me today. So I'm here to encourage you and tell you, do it and do it scared. My amazing guests will talk about their stories. And in the Mind Pursuit podcast, we are all about challenging you, pushing you just a little bit for you to be able to realize your potential and maximize your potential for you to be the best version of yourself. Now, today I just wanted to lay a foundation about mental health because I know not everyone knows what mental health is all about. And I know sometimes even navigating through life, and maybe you can put in the comment section below, when was the first time you heard about the term mental health? And what were you told about it? What was it? So please put it on the comment section below. I'll be glad to just listen to what you're saying, because here in this space, you're not just a listener, but you're more of a contributor. I am learning from you as you're learning from me, because I believe that everyone knows something, no one knows nothing. So there's no expert in this space. So feel free to share with me what was the first thing that came through your mind, or you were informed when you heard the word mental health. For me, it was nimechizi. So for all international people who are listening to this, kuchizi is a slang word used in Kenya, and it actually means somebody who is out of touch with reality. In our psychology space, we call it psychosis. You're out of touch with reality. That means you see things that are not there, which is hallucinations, or you believe things that are not there, which is delusions. So this is somebody who you may find them talking to themselves, being able to like feel as if things are working on their body, and in actual sense, there's nothing. So it comes with a lot of classification. But in simple terms, that is what it means. But I'm here to correct that. Mental health goes beyond mental illness. And I would want us to normalize this conversation. I would want us to break the silence, break the stigma, and promote mental wellness. So I would want us to look at mental health the same way we look at physical health. You can either be physically healthy or physically unhealthy, or you can be mentally healthy or mentally unhealthy. Now, mental health, as defined by World Health Organization, is a state of well-being in which, as an individual, you're able to understand your abilities and your weaknesses. You can cope with the daily stresses of life, and you can make a contribution to your community. So as we take a deep dive to understanding more about mental health, I would want you to reflect upon your life and ask yourself, do you understand your strengths? What are you good at? And you can even jot it down. What are you good at? What are your areas of growth or weaknesses that you'll want to improve them? And are you able to cope with these daily stressors of life? Like traffic jam. Inakupelekanga aje, by the way. As you are in traffic and you really want to reach where you're going, how do you take care of yourself during your mental well-being during that particular point in time? When you lose your keys, when you lose your loved ones, how do you cope? How have you been coping? So if you're able to cope better with these stressors that come with life, because life is not a plateau, there are ups and there are downs. Are you able to deal with even the stressor that comes with getting promoted, getting a job that you had never envisioned? Because that brings positive stress. Are you able to cope with that? And can you be able to make a contribution to your community? Now, I want to give us like nuggets that will be able to help us to keep on doing regular check-ins for ourselves to see whether are we mentally healthy. You see, like with physical health, if one of the practical ways to know that you're not sick, you will realize that you don't have a headache, you don't have a stomachache, you're not coughing. Those are some of the signs that may inform you that you're not sick, or you don't have a fever, maybe. Now, there are also pointers that can be able to inform you as a person that you're not sick mentally. And we don't use mentally sick. We say the mental illness or the mental health challenges or the mental health struggles. So dealing with stigma starts from even the terms we use when we are talking about mental health. And this is something we can be able to do, my people. So I invite you to be able to use the correct terms. And in this podcast, we will be able to give you these correct terms that you can be able to use so that even somebody who is struggling with mental health can be able to know, can be able to find a safe space with you as a person. So let's take that deep dive. I will summarize mental wellness or mentally healthy with an acronym called PERMA. PERMA, P stands for positive emotions. Now, as you do your daily errands, as you navigate through life, when somebody annoys you, how do you behave? If you're able to lash out words, that tells you you're reacting, which means you're acting by impulse. Amenijamisha, or he or she has made me mad, so let me abuse them. That one, you're actually reacting, acting by impulse. That's how I'll define reacting, acting by impulse. But I would want you to go beyond reacting to responding, whereby take your time. Even if you feel angry at that particular point in time, you do not necessarily need to lash out negative words, because at the end of the day, when you lash out words, words are powerful. Words are very powerful and you can never take them back. So I'm speaking to any parent whose child is who maybe the child annoys them or does something that annoys them. Remember, words are powerful, and to any child and whoever, words are very, very powerful. So let's shy away from lashing out words and incline more into responding. And responding is being able to take time, breathe in and out, and now find out what is it that is making you mad. And then now you can be able to go to the person who has made you mad and express that. And that is what we refer to as assertiveness. Express that to them. Like, for example, so and so, the way you did ABC, I did not appreciate it. It made me feel some type of ways, feel mad. Call the emotion as it is. So that is what I will summarize as positive emotion. Respond other than react. Yeah. Number 2, it's called E. E stands for engagement. No work without play makes Jack a dull boy. I know you know that slogan. Or if I'm speaking to somebody who is in the Alpha generation or Gen Z, perhaps maybe, I don't know, here or there, give or take, you may have heard of that slogan or not. But let me just introduce that to you. No work without play makes Jack a dull boy. Basically, this slogan is something that encourages us to be able to look at the hobbies. So as you're working, as you're a student, as you study in school, ensure that you have a hobby that you're able to do that makes you happy. And at the end of the day, imagine you will have a good balance and it will lead to you experiencing mental wellness. So that is it. Do you have a hobby? Kindly put in the comment section below, what do you do for fun? Do you do anything for fun? Because your life can't just be reading if you're a student, reading and reading alone. Reading is a good thing, but you need something that you do, that you enjoy doing. And I know there are people who love reading like I do, but we have to have something else that you enjoy doing. Being just working, and I know there are people who love working, and sometimes we classify them as workaholics. You don't have to just work and work alone. You can do something that you enjoy doing. And at the end of the day, imagine you will be better place to be experience mental wellness. So that is E. So what do you do for fun? Please put it on the comment section below. R stands for relationships. No man is an island. No man is an island. Imagine, even as an introvert, if you are an introvert and you're listening to me, I know you draw energy from being alone, but I'm here to just challenge you a bit and encourage you, invite you to actually make friends, because as you make friends, you're able to grow your interpersonal skills, or rather how you relate with people. And at the same time, you're able to get to hear different perspectives about life that will be able to challenge your thinking as an individual as well. So ensure that you make friends. Now, with relationship, also you have people we call mentors. And you know, mentorship, and it's something that I'm going to be speaking about even in this series as it unfolds. You can have people who are older than you, because there's nothing new under the sun. Have people who are older than you who can be able to influence you, who can be able to help you in your journey of self-actualization or becoming the best version of yourself. So identify them. They can be online, like you can go online and find somebody who you highly resonate with or highly resonate with their content. They can mentor you. They don't have to like meet you as a person, you know. Mentorship is diverse. And that is one thing that we are going to unpack even in this podcast. It can be one-on-one. It can also be through books. Like the people who challenge you, you can be able to read their stories, and out of that you're able to learn a lot. You can watch, and I love the digital space because now with globalization, it is one community. So ensure you just get mentorship and then train people, because it's also what do you, because everyone has something to show. And this is something that I was able to get from one person that really spoke to me and inspired me, that said all of us have a gift. And by you staying with that gift alone, you're not impacting the people around you. So your gift was not meant for you. Your gift was meant for the world. So, and I encourage you, it doesn't matter, you may feel as if it is a small thing, you may feel as if it is a small thing, but in actual sense, it is not. Use it for the benefit of the society. And you know what? It can start with the community around you. It can start with your family members. It can start with your friends in school. It can, or campus. It can start with your colleagues. It can start where you are. So put in the comment section below, what is your gift, and how do you intend to utilize it to benefit the community? There is M. M is meaning in life. Do you have meaning in life? What drives you every morning? When you wake up in the morning, what is it that gives you motivation to actually show up for yourself during that particular point in time? I know for the late Wangari Maathai, who was one of the person that I looked up to, how her motivation was green, environment. And that is what was making her wake up every single morning to ensure that at least there is environmental conservation. You also have your one thing. My one thing is people development. What is that one thing that gives you motivation to actually wake up every single morning and do it today and do it scared? A is accomplishment. All of us have accomplished something in life. Please be able to encourage yourself by tapping yourself at the back and just tell yourself you're doing well, because at the end of the day, sometimes we wait for the other people to show up for us, but are we really showing up for ourselves? One way to show up for ourselves is actually appreciating ourselves whenever we do something and do it well, and you're given a reward, or even when you're not given a reward, by you just doing, like, for example, finishing school. That in itself, you need to applaud yourself. So to all Form 4s, any Form 4 who is listening to me, please applaud yourself because you have actually finished your high school level. So even if it is a short milestone or a long one, it is an accomplishment. Be able to applaud yourself and tell yourself you're doing well. And you will see what it will do to your brain. You will feel more happier and more better. That is mental wellness, which is positive emotions, engagement, relationships, finding meaning in life, and a sense of accomplishment. Now, the same way we have mental wellness, we also have mental illness. And I know you could be watching this podcast and you're maybe struggling with, or you're experiencing stress, you're experiencing anxiety, you're experiencing depression, and maybe you're here and you're hearing these words for the first time. Stress is, of course, something that makes you experience a negative emotion, like you can be sad, you can begin to cry, there are a number of symptoms that may show one is stressed. Anxiety is actually excessive worry towards a particular thing. Depression is an overly sad mood. And let me tell you, you can't look at somebody and say they are depressed. So I would want us to shift from that, because even me as an expert, I can't just look at somebody and say they are depressed. They have to meet a particular criteria, which I will have to do something we call an assessment to ascertain for sure that they are going through depression. So those are just three categories, and they're actually common mental illness that affects all of us. And it's depression that leads to suicide, one wanting to die by suicide. So those are common mental illness. We also have psychosis, which is being out of touch with reality. You find people going through psychosis, and at the end of the day, they have to go through treatment, and that's where the psychiatrist comes in for them to be able to get well or get better or better cope with the daily stressors that come with life. So until there, I hope we are okay. I would want to give a guideline on one that was launched last year. It's called the Common Mental Health Conditions. That is, you can check it out online and you'll be able to get more information around the common mental illness that we face even as a country and learn more about it. All of us are affected. We are either affected or impacted with mental illness. So none of us, including me, is actually is actually exempted from this. Actually, the statistics show, according to Ministry of Health, 1 in every 4 people is actually going through mental illness or mental condition. So I would want us to encourage this conversation. And this conversation, I cannot encourage it alone. I want you, even as you're listening to me, to become an ambassador of mental health. How do you become one? By just within your community, expressing that, informing people that it is okay not to be okay. It is okay to seek for services when you're going, psychological services when you're going through distress. It is okay to share whatever is stressing you with someone else, because problem shared is problem half solved. Don't keep it to yourself. So I will end this by saying it is okay not to be okay, but it is not okay to not be okay and not seek for support. Do not die in silence. Let's break that silence. Let's normalize this conversation. And I know that you will be able to experience positive mental health. Be sure to subscribe on my channel, the Mind Pursuit Podcast, and tell a friend to tell a friend. Share, like, comment. We'll really appreciate that. Check me also. I share a lot of content on my LinkedIn platform, Masin Zuki. So check me out, follow me, tell a friend to tell a friend, and let's build a community where we embrace mental wellness. And I believe we'll have healthy minds that will lead to healthy lives. See you on the next one.